Imagine an alternative reality in which Harry Potter, the movie or the book, both are great. He just won the war versus Voldemort, and that's it. Like the movie starts in the end, and that is the whole movie. Just imagine that for a moment. Or just imagine a alternative universe or reality in which all the Jedis of Star Wars already won the war against the Empire, and that is the beginning of the movie, and that is also the end of the movie. No more. No more action, no more stories, no more drama, nothing else. Or just imagine the career of wrestling of The Undertaker. All right, we all love The Undertaker. And in that career is just when he retires. Like the final day of his final wrestling match. Nothing else. No other WrestleMania, no other wrestling match against The Rock or Hulk Hogan or Triple H. Just that's it. That is the whole story. The Undertaker retires. That's it. Can you live in this universe? Or more accurate will be, can you or will you buy a ticket for going to the cinema, for going to the theaters, or for watching a pay-per-view if in this alternative reality everything is already done? Will you pay $20 to see that type of stuff? Yes or no? Of course, you will say no, right? I suppose you will say, no, Derek, I will not pay for that. If I already know what happened, where is the excitement? Where is the spirit behind the thing? Where is the action? I am going for the journey, Derek. I am going to the movies, to watching the TV shows and watching the novels and reading the books. I am doing all of that to see the journey, the process, to see how the characters grow, how the characters evolve. Sorry, I'm still struggling a little bit with COVID, but getting better, getting a lot better. Um, that is the only reason, Derek, that I'm watching the stuff, not for the end, but for the process, but for the journey. Yes, I agree with you. That is the only reason that why we watch a thing. The only reason why we watch a thing is because we want the journey, folks. So why, if you only watch a TV show or listen to a song or watch a sport event, an NBA game, or maybe a boxing match or UFC, whatever, if the only reason is because you don't know what will happen and you want to know and you want to see the whole process developing, why then are you so over focused in your life with the image that you have of your success instead of the journey? Why are you treating your life as it is something so different in comparison to a movie or a song or a sport or a story? If in the final analysis, your life is just a story, a beautiful story, an epical story, right? Why then are you so over focused on the end of the story, on trying to control all the details to assure a specific end of the story? If the whole fun, if the whole spirit of the thing is in the every page, every day, every little letter of your story. The real question, what I will be trying to explore and philosophize about with you in this episode, is the following: it is success, it is achievement, any worth of any value without an epic story behind, without an adventure behind, or without a story of self overcoming, self transcendence, evolution behind. It is any worth. Success without the journey to achieve it. What do you think? And welcome to the most transformative podcast in the multiverse. This is the Mastermind Podcast Challenge Season 2 with your host, your favorite doctor of all time, the Papacito of Puerto Rico, Dr. Derek. And this is the episode 589. Yes, 89. And woo, oh baby, I'm getting back my energy. I'm getting back my energy, folks. Let's go. So, one of the things that I have been doing lately in this podcast, I don't know if you are noticing, I am leaving behind a little bit the structure. I am leaving behind a little bit, the controlling aspect of the podcast. I am not following any script now. It is not that I will be doing this way forever. Maybe I will come back to the old format in the near future. But right now, because I feel like I am in a transition after COVID, I am trying to flow better. I'm trying to relax more in the podcast and just see where my thoughts leave this podcast or where my thoughts direct the flow of the performance. And I am trying to flavor every word that I'm trying to say, and I'm trying to be very present in these episodes, because maybe I got kind of an awakening with COVID. We never know. We never know when will be our last episode. We never know when will be our last chance to speak. to communicate something to the world, or to do our last final creative act. And I'm pretty grateful that I am with the opportunity of coming here every day again to do one more episode, one more shot. I never know when will be the last one. I don't know when I will breathe my final breath, and we will never know. So the only thing that we can actually do is, to make everyone worth it, and to make every part of the journey worth it, and to value every segment of it. And that is something that I have been struggling with all my life. And this is the central idea of this podcast. Basically, the debate of what is more important, the result versus the process. Because I am a very impatient guy. You see me behind the camera, right? You see me in the other side, and you may think, oh my God, Derek is so patient. He has been doing episode through episode, to episode to another episode, blah, 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 for years, for years, for years. But basically, I'm always thinking when I will realize my vision, when I will finally be in the spot that I know that I deserve to be, that I know that I'm born to be. And I'm always pushing the law of projection, or the law of attraction, whatever you want to conceptualize that law of the active principle of creating reality. I'm always pushing that forward, and pushing that with discipline, and pushing that with consistency, and with structure, and with hustle, and with the best that I can do, because I am determined to accomplish my mission. But at the same time, I'm always desperate for the result. At the same time, I'm always in a hurry, and I am not always enjoying every step that I'm making to get closer, and to get closer, and to get closer to my destiny. And that is a flaw of my character. That is a flaw of my character that is not only that maybe is going one day to shoot me right into the face, although it has been shooting me in the face for many years, but is compromising the quality of everything that I do, is compromising the happiness that I can feel and experience in my life. And what is personal development without happiness, folks? It's a very strange question. And maybe back in the day I discussed it already. And back in the day, I was like, I don't care about the happiness. I only care about evolution. I only care about expansion. I only care about integration, or more sophisticated ways of configuring my mind, spirit, and body. But now I'm maturing in different ways. And now I am thinking about, yes, but what about enjoying this whole stuff? Right. And I know that I am not the only one in this journey of desperation, of anxiety to accomplish and to win, because this is a trap of personal development. When we get very focused in this work, as I suppose that you are right now in this stage of your life, because if you are watching this podcast that is going so advanced and is going to so many corners and specificities of personal development, I guess is is because you already value personal development, and you already have this installed in your lifestyle. Because if not, why the hell you are here, All right. You may be in another place. But when we value personal development so deeply and when we understand the potency of this type of work, we also fall prey to a lot of traps. And one of these traps is forgetting to be happy, forgetting to enjoy the apparent minuscule things in life, the apparent small things in life, like just enjoying a cup of water or just watching a movie or just playing with your boy or with your daughter or with your pet, with your dog, with your cat. Because personal development is very rigid sometimes. And it tells you, no, you don't have time for that, man. You need to continue pushing your career. You need to continue pushing your intellect. You need to continue pushing your body in the gym, getting faster, stronger, more flexible. You need to continue pushing your psychic capacities, your capacity to visualize reality, your capacity to understand your dreams, the capacity for introspection, the capacity for, I don't know what else, And then you forget that, yes, that is so important. It is so important, folks. It is maybe the most important thing in the whole multiverse, but not without being happy. And happiness is not in the result. This is the whole paradigm, or sorry, the whole trap of dopamine theories. Like people think that you produce dopamine, that is the chemical of happiness, when you achieve the thing. And it's not when you achieve the thing, it's when you are anticipating the thing, when you are in the process, when you are almost there, almost there, almost there. You can say that LeBron James, he's not most happiest when he is holding the trophy of the championship. No, that is the result. He's the most happiest when he's in the final quarter, the fourth quarter of the final game, game 7 versus Golden State, and is the he is in his final last minute, like 40 seconds away of ending the game, and the game is tied. And those seconds, he's the most happiest right there. As soon as the buzzer beater do like and the game is over, he produced his last shot of dopamine, and that's it. But when he was on practice every day before that, when he was imagining that moment, when he was visualizing him grabbing that trophy, when he was giving a speech to his teammates about freedom, about self overcoming, about winning, about leadership, when he was discussing the strategy with his coach, that process every day, the everyday seconds, the everyday steps, that is where God is. It's like God abandons you as soon as you win. God abandons you. God leaves. He step away from you as soon as you win. And you think that winning is the thing, you know? You think that becoming rich is the thing. You think that becoming famous is the thing. You think that having that beautiful, ideal relationship is the thing, or I ideal family or ideal body or ideal blah blah blah. No, the thing is going every day to the fucking gym and putting the work. That's the thing. And imagining that one day you will achieve it and going hard after that vision. That is the thing. And you may say, but Derek, that is not the thing because I don't feel extra super duper happy while I am doing that thing. Yes, yes, you will never feel that extra super duper happy. Life is not extra super duper super duper happy. Life is happy, sad, surprising, fearful, disgusting sometimes, horrible, horrific, lovable, compassionate. Life is all the fucking thing. It is not the image that you have of success. That is not life. That is a fantasy. It is success worth it without a self overcoming story behind. What do you think? It's a difficult question. Just imagine that you achieve all your dreams right now, like that. Just imagine I am God and I will grant you every dream that you have right now. Boom! Right now, you have it all. You are rich, famous, perfect body, perfect health, perfect voice, everything that you want. You are living right now in Hawaii and you have servants that are feeding you grapes. Whatever you are dreaming in your life, you have it all right now. What is the next step, dude? What you will do tomorrow and the day and the next day and the next day? You know what you will do? Probably you will suicide because what else you will do? Oh, I will enjoy those things. Yes, for 24 hours. There's so many grapes that someone can give you before you throw out. There's so much sex that you can have before you fucking hate sex. Just imagine having sex without stopping for the next 20 years. You will hate your life. Just imagine having so much, so much, so much, so much, so much money that you cannot trust your mother. You cannot trust your sister. You cannot trust no one because you will think that everyone is trying to get that money from you. Or you will go out and you will be paranoid that someone will, uh, how do you call that? Kidnap you in order to ask for your money. Just imagine, or just not imagine, but just understand and comprehend, my baby, that every angel is a demon, and every demon is an angel. So please put things on perspective. This we call wisdom. This is the mature mind. And I'm sorry. I'm really I'm really sorry, folks, for I have been promoting this idea of success sometimes and motivating you to conquer, to conquer, to conquer, to conquer. Sometimes I'm guilty as well of this trap of personal development. I'm sorry. I am not perfect. I tell you in every fucking episode, please see my shadow. Please notice my bias. Please notice the parts of my psyche that are not right yet, that are not purified yet, that are part of my karma. And don't follow those things. Follow only whatever good you can find in these words and in these episodes. I am not perfect. So, the real happiness is not when you actually achieve your success. The real happiness is when you, for example, when you are struggling to learn new skills. And that is a kind of a weird happiness because it's uncomfortable. Like when you're trying to learn something new, it's something that, oh man, it's not easy to do, and you feel like you're stretching, you feel like you're not having control, and you feel like, oh man, it's like you are expanding your mind, and that gives you pain. But at the same time, that is the process of learning is the beauty itself. Also, happiness is when you are forming your business, when your business is not an Apple jet or a Microsoft jet or a Uber jet, when it's just a small thing in the internet or a small thing in a corner in the city, when you are getting your first clients, when you are treating every client as it is your last, because maybe they are your last, maybe you only have one client, and you're trying and you're pushing yourself and you're trying to get more recommendations, and you are reading books about how to sell better and how to market better and blah 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 blah, and you're pushing, watching TikToks about promotions and branding, and watching IG influencers about charisma in the business and leadership skills and accounting skills. Man, that is paradise. Sometimes it's hell, but you can turn it into a little bit of a paradise because it's the seed. What is more beautiful, the seed or the forest, the baby or the adult? The draft or the final thing? Difficult question. I am not telling you that the result is not beautiful. It is beautiful, but who fucking cares? As soon as you achieve the thing, your ego will already want another thing. Your ego will be wanting another thing and another thing and another thing and another thing forever. Forever. And he's always promising you, oh boy, wait for this, wait for that, and as soon as you get this, and as soon as you get that, as soon as nothing, stupid ego, you will never be satisfied. You are a machine of unlimited desire because you are so insecure. Your ego is so insecure. It's so neurotic. That is what your ego is. It's a organizational system based on neurosis and anxiety and unsatisfaction or dissatisfaction. That is the correct word. Dissatisfaction. So, the whole challenge that I'm trying to propose in this episode directly to you is give your best to enjoy every detail of your adventure, every part of it, every small thing, even those that are uncomfortable, even those that, hey, maybe are not the best thing to experience in life. Treat those as God as well, because they are God as well. Treat those small victories as a celebration, as a big thing for you. because you will live your entire life pursuing something that you will never, never, ever achieve. And that result that you see in your image, that success, it is nothing in comparison to the story behind the success, the story that you had to do in order to be that success. That story is the whole purpose, is the whole karmic journey. That is why you are here, for the journey. Darth Vader is not Darth Vader when he saved his son. Darth Vader is really Darth Vader when he was Anakin, when he was a struggling Jedi, when he killed everyone, when he became part of the dark side, when he blah 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 blah. That is the whole Anakin, not only the end. Harry Potter is not Harry Potter when he killed Voldemort and now he's a fucking legend and everyone loved him. No, it's Harry Potter when he was a baby and he saw his dad die and he saw his mother die. And he then went to Hogwarts and he was bullied by Malfoy. And then he got in love with this woman and he has a best friend and he has another best friend, a woman best friend, Hermione. And then he fight a serpent and then he communicated with the serpents, and then he learned this spell, and then he learned with this mentor, and then he win the Quidditch match, and all the fucking journey of Harry. That is Harry. That is Harry Potter right there. The whole journey, the whole movies, every letter of the book, every sentence of the book, every paragraph of the book. That is Harry. That is you. Every breath, every thought, every emotion, every decision that you take, every action, every hour that you sleep, every hour that you work, every hour that you put in the gym, every hour that you make love, every orgasm, every podcast that you hit play, that is you. Every time that you are praying in your room alone, meditating alone, fasting, that is you. That is your success right there. It is not when, hey, dude, I am now a doctor. I'm not only a doctor, I am a licensed doctor in Puerto Rico in clinical psychologist, as a clinical psychologist. And I didn't become a clinical psychologist when I passed the test and I got my licensure a couple of weeks ago. That that is not when I became a doctor. Yes, is when I became a doctor officially in paperwork and legally, right? But I became a doctor when I was dreaming about it 10 years ago in my house, in a country, poor, small town in Puerto Rico. I became a doctor when I was discussing in my bachelor with other students about life and love and the psyche and the mind, and when I was hanging out with my brothers in the fraternity, and when I was struggling for this exam, and when I was thinking about what I can do for research and for my doctoral dissertation, and when I was struggling with my first patients, and when I didn't know what to do with a patient or with a specific case, or when I was treating a pedophile in the Colorado corrections, or when I was doing this, that, all the journey, all the tears, all the blood, that is where I was a doctor, not at the end. The process of cooking a meal is not only eating the meal or excretating the meal in the toilet. The process of cooking is putting every ingredient, open the glasses and open the plastic bags and flavoring the salt, every ingredient, and smelling the smoke. Oh yes, and then putting all the dishes together, then enjoying the food, then meditating how that food is in your stomach, and then you go to the toilet and you do the final end, you know, the final deal. Is the whole thing. The whole thing about a sex is not the orgasm, it's the first kiss, is the first I love you that maybe happened 30 years ago with that partner. And now you're having an orgasm with her. Maybe that is the I don't know, maybe you had 1,000 orgasm before that orgasm with that person, but every orgasm is the thing, the whole thing, the whole adventure, the whole experience. That is God, not just the success at the end. If you only want the end of things when you watch a movie, next time only watch the credits. Or when you watch a podcast of mine, go to the final second and watch the final second and say, all right, I watch a new podcast of Derek. I am a smarter now. I grow. I am growing. I developed. Ho 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 ho. I watched the final second. No, it's in this whole podcast, in these reflections, in these come and goes, in these emotions, in these philosophies, in these dreams that we are talking about, in this performance, is in the whole journey of this episode and of every episode, right? That you will find, maybe you will find a little bit of growth, not in the final episode or the final second of each episode. Learn to enjoy the whole journey, my friend. Learn to enjoy the whole journey. And maybe you will not find happiness, but you will be happiness.